Southern Comfort here. Well, you know, you can grow lots of food into containers. I am fixing to harvest some collards, and everything you're looking at is ready to be harvested. Partially right there already got harvest. All these collards right here, they are fixing to be harvested. They were grown from seeds and they grew throughout the winter. We're heading into spring and they need to get into the pot, get into the freezer, get somewhere. It's time to harvest the collards. You can grow a lot into containers and then into raised beds. Let's take a look at the greenhouse. I've got something else I need to harvest here. This is spinach. This is the best spinach I have ever grown. I usually try to grow it out in the garden. It gets sand all over it, and I just don't like that. You got to do a whole lot of washing, but the leaves are massive. Look at that. That is massive. So this is ready to be harvested. This will be, I believe, my fourth harvest so far. Now, spinach does not like it when it gets hot. It will bolt. So I've got to get this harvest soon. And I've been eating fresh. I like to eat fresh. So when I harvest something other, I go into the kitchen and I start cooking. And that's my lunch for the next day. So definitely got to get this harvest. This is turnips. Turnips, you can eat the leaves. I've ate the leaves before. I plan on coming out here and harvesting some of this and have some turnip greens. Turnip greens, my accent. The turnip greens. And they're delicious. These are purple top turnips. And it won't be long. Wow. It won't be long. I'll have some turnips that'll be ready. And they're doing phenomenal into the greenhouse. Usually in the garden I have beetle pressure. And this year in here I haven't had any beetle pressure. Usually beetle pressure is where they eat the leaves. They chew, just literally eat the leaves up where you can't even get a harvest. Been eating lots of garden peas. So raised beds and container growing, you can get a great super harvest. Eat fresh. And I mean you get more than enough. You eat fresh and you can put some up. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort when it comes to container gardening and raised bed gardening. These are radishes. And it won't be long. It'll be ready for some radish picking. Beautiful radishes. And I love how they grew into the greenhouse. They did pretty good into the garden last year, but I really love how they did into the greenhouse. So we've got some variety of collards and cauliflower. It won't be long. I'll be harvesting some lettuce for lunch. So container gardening. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's really simple and easy. Look at this lettuce over here. I bet you in about a week I'll be ready to harvest some lettuce. Doesn't that look beautiful? I grew these from seeds and then they grew, of course, and I planted them, and they have been in the ground maybe a week and a half, and they're already that big. They are beautiful. This is gourmet blend, and I usually sow that every year. The garden peas are doing wonderful. Love coming out here just picking them off and eating them fresh. That one's ready right there. So container gardening and raised bed gardening. If you have a small area, maybe you don't have a big yard, maybe you live on a balcony, apartment, and you want to grow some fresh vegetables. Look at this, chard. I just harvested a whole bunch of chard off of this right here, and it was delicious. And it won't be long, it'll be time to harvest this again. But look at the space that I took up. I didn't take up that much space, but yet I got a great harvest. Container gardening. And let me show you something other. Let's see, we'll go around this way. Maybe you don't have a big area, but you might consider one of these raised beds. Maybe you don't have a greenhouse. Maybe you can't have a greenhouse. Whatever the case may be. But see this bed right here? I just put this together. And this is something that it's a 4 by 9 feet. It's 3 feet high, 4 by 9, 4 feet wide, 9 feet long. And so you can plant a lot. You can plant fall, winter, spring, and summer into this raised bed. Oranges into containers. I got 7 oranges last year. They were full of blooms, but the wind came and blew off a lot of the blooms, and they're loaded down with blooms again. Got, I think, 27 lemons off of that lemon tree. And this is another raised bed. This is a 2.5 feet by 9 feet. I think it's a little bit over 9 feet. 2.5 feet by 9 feet. Now, this is the same bed as that. I just choose to put it in this design. Put it together this way. Or I could have put both of them that way. This one's a little bit longer and this one's just wider. So container gardening. Strawberries into vertical planters. You can have that out on your balcony. These are containers I got off Facebook Marketing. These I got on clearance, these containers. These are grown from seeds. These plants right here are a year old. So I've been harvesting for a year, and I got tons of spices. So when the garden is harvested this year, then I've already got my spices ready for my salsa or my spaghetti sauce. So here I am fixing to harvest these collards. It might not look like it on the video, but when I start picking these collards right here, this is going to be a lot of collards. That right there is a good old mess right there. That cabbage is ready to harvest. That's a good old mess. It's a lot. It really is a lot. So I won't be harvesting them all at one time, because when you start pulling these leaves off right here, it becomes a lot. Look at this. 2 containers, a whole lot of collards. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you on to the next video. Give me a thumbs up, share this video, and I'm going to get to harvesting.